If you have a class period in Skyward that has multiple sections, so for example, you have a first period with a general ed class and an inclusion section of that class, they come up as different course tiles in Canvas. And you may want to leave them as separate course tiles because the inclusion content may look a little bit different than your general ed content. An issue arises when you try to create a Zoom link for your synchronous class periods. So I have a little tip on how to create the identical Zoom link for both sections of the same class period. You will go to your original class, and I'm just using this master course list here, but this would be your general chemistry course tile in Canvas. You'd create a Zoom link for your synchronous days. So for science, our synchronous days are Wednesday and Friday. I'm going to create a Zoom link so our kids will get that calendar feed and have an easy way to access their class periods. So I'm just going to put first period here. I also recommend that you create a Zoom link for each class period so students can go in and select their class period link. Start date, I'm going to choose the first Wednesday that our class will meet, the 26th, and I recommend for first period you put the time that first period starts. I actually like doing about 5 minutes before because it will help our kids get logged in and be prepared for getting that waiting room. I leave the time for 1 hour, choose recurring meeting, and we're going to have it recur weekly. It gives you the option to select days, choose both of your synchronous days, for us Wednesday and Friday, and then end date. I'm just going to choose the last day of school to be on the safe side so I don't have to go in and create any more Zoom links. You can always delete them if you don't need them. I'll choose May 31st. I'm going to mute my participants and only let authenticated users join. I'm going to save. And now I've got my event. If you look on the calendar, it should show up. But before you leave here, I'm going to recommend that you copy this link address because we're going to use it for our inclusion sections or for your additional sections. But if you go to the calendar, on the left side, you should see all of these Zoom invites show up for your first period or second period or whoever you've chosen to add. And here they are. So there's first period. My first period kids can go in and select or tap on that and it will take them right to the Zoom link or it will open Zoom for them. But if my first period also has an inclusion section, I need them to have this same identical Zoom link. So make sure over on the right-hand side that the calendar for that class is selected. I'm just going to choose this summer group right here as my inclusion section since I don't have one on my roster or in my Canvas. So on the day that you want an identical Canvas link, you're going to click that day. You're going to add the event. I'm going to do first period again. Now, this will only show up for the inclusion section. The general ed class won't see this populate on their calendar. Let's put that same time. We'll do 8:10 to give them 5 minutes to get in, and then class ends at 9:05. We don't need a location, and for calendar, this should populate with all of the calendars that you have highlighted over on the right-hand side. I want to copy this for my summer class. Again, this would be your inclusion section. And let's go to more options. Under more options, we are going to paste the link for that same identical first period Zoom invite. There it is. For the date is said, location, I don't need one, address, I don't need one, and I recommend duplicating. We can only duplicate it for once a week. I haven't found a better way, so you'll have to do this twice, once for each of your synchronous days. And then where it says for additional occurrences, this is how many weeks you want it to duplicate in their calendar. So if you want it to go all the way to the end of the year, you would put that many weeks there. I'm just going to put 3 for now just so it shows up on the calendar so you can see it. I'm going to create that event. It says it was successful, so let's check out the calendar. I'm going to go to the 26th, and there's the first period link for my general ed class, and here's a first period link for my inclusion class. Now, only each pertinent section will see this on their calendar. They won't see both, they'll only see the one that's linked up to their Canvas course. So this will give them the same link. They'll join the same Zoom meeting for each individual class period. What you'll want to do is also go to your second synchronous day, and you'll complete the same set of directions twice. So you'll go in, create an event. This is your first period, second time you'll meet. Make sure you choose the calendar and you just copy and paste that invite, that Zoom invite link there. And they should populate for each month on their calendar. So if you go to September, they should populate there, and you see the first period classes. Those are all the way through the end of the year. I only did this first period that you see in black for a handful of weeks. That's why you only see it a few times. But that should give you the same link and cure the issue of having to cross-list your classes.